There is a moment many men experience. You stop texting her, you stop calling, you disappear, and then you wait, expecting her to reach out. But the message never comes. Today we're going to talk about why that happens, and the truth most men are too afraid to face. Greetings to all and welcome back to Magnetic Desire, my channel. I am Jessica, and today we'll discuss. Have you ever wondered why it feels like she doesn't even notice when you stop reaching out? You might think that by staying quiet, you'll make her miss you. You believe your silence is a strategy, a tool that will make her realize your value. But here's the honest truth. It may hurt a little to hear it, but understanding this can help you move forward. She probably isn't sitting there staring at her phone, waiting for your name to appear on the screen. She didn't freeze in that moment the way you imagined. In many cases, she emotionally moved on before you even decided to stop sending messages. Take a moment and let that sink in. You stepped back because you hoped she would start craving your attention. You expected her to feel a big, empty space in her life, the same emptiness you might be feeling right now. Your silence was supposed to speak for you without using words. You hoped she would notice. You wanted her to wonder where you went and why you suddenly disappeared. You imagined her thinking about you, missing you, maybe even realizing she wanted you back. But instead of that, nothing happened. Your silence met her silence. Maybe she looked at your social media stories. Maybe she didn't even notice. And now you're the one checking your phone every few minutes, wondering why your plan isn't working. You're the one stuck in your thoughts while the silence you created only seems to push you further away from her. This is where we need to start. We need to look honestly at the gap between what you hoped would happen and what is actually happening. Inside that gap is the truth about how attraction works, where you really stand in her life, and what you need to understand about yourself. If honest conversations are what you need right now, instead of someone simply telling you what you want to hear, then listen carefully to what comes next. Sometimes the truth is the only thing that can help you grow. Let's talk about what is really going on. When a woman doesn't react to your silence, it usually means your presence in her life wasn't strong enough for your absence to feel like a real loss. That's the core of everything. Everything else simply explains why. Many men learn the wrong lesson from friends, websites, or social media advice. They are told that silence creates power. They hear that pulling away makes them mysterious. They're told that giving less attention increases their value because they become rare. There's a small piece of truth in that idea. Being rare can sometimes make something feel more valuable, but this is where most men misunderstand the situation. Scarcity only works if the person already values what they are losing. You can't make someone miss water if they were never thirsty. You can't make someone crave a meal they never truly tasted. If she never felt the strength of your character or the depth of your life, then your silence doesn't feel like losing something special. To her, it might just feel like background noise finally stopping. That's a difficult truth to accept, but it's important. Silence is only powerful when it comes from someone whose presence already mattered. When a man who truly knows himself and has direction in his life steps away, people feel that shift. The energy changes. His absence becomes noticeable. But when someone who was trying too hard suddenly goes quiet, the silence feels just like everything else he was doing before. Easy to forget. Silence only creates impact if she believed you were someone she couldn't easily replace. If she was already feeling indifferent, bored, or distant, then your silence doesn't disrupt her world. It simply confirms what she already felt, that you weren't truly confident in yourself. And the feeling of neediness doesn't disappear just because you stopped texting. She likely sensed it long before you went quiet. So why does this situation happen? Often it begins with self-doubt. You may have liked her deeply before you even knew if she was the right person for you. You made her the most important focus before she had shown you she deserved that place in your life. Your emotions moved faster than the connection itself. When someone else becomes more important than your own direction, you create a dynamic where your happiness depends on their response. Women are very good at sensing this. They can feel the difference between a man who already has a full life and a man who needs their approval to feel complete. A man with a full life carries quiet confidence. He laughs easily because he isn't trying to prove anything. Being around him feels natural. But when someone needs validation, the energy feels different. It feels like he is trying too hard. It feels like he is constantly adjusting himself just to make her like him. And that is why silence doesn't work in this situation. If the underlying energy was neediness, going quiet doesn't change that energy, it simply hides it behind a different behavior. Now think about what this situation is costing you. Every day you spend checking her social media, wondering if she saw your story, or waiting for a message is a day you are not building your own life. Those hours could have been used to strengthen your body, improve your career, deepen your friendships, or learn new skills. Time is the one thing you can never get back. When you spend it chasing someone who isn't choosing you, your growth slows down. Imagine who you might be right now if all the time you spent worrying about her had been invested into something meaningful. Think about the strength you could have built in your body. Think about the business idea you could have started. Think about the skills you could have mastered. That version of you wouldn't be using silence as a tactic. He would simply be busy living his life. For a man who is focused on his goals, silence isn't a strategy. It's just the natural result of having a full life. He isn't difficult to reach because he's playing games. He's difficult to reach because he is genuinely engaged in meaningful things. He doesn't sit there counting the minutes before replying to a message. Sometimes he forgets to check his phone at all because he is focused on work, hobbies, or time with friends. His mystery isn't something he creates on purpose. It exists because he has depth and purpose. And that kind of presence gives his silence real weight. Picture that kind of man clearly. He wakes up every day with direction. He is building something meaningful. His identity doesn't depend on someone else's approval. When he meets a woman he likes, he enjoys getting to know her. But he doesn't lose himself in the process. If she pulls away, he doesn't panic. He doesn't try to manipulate the situation with silence or games. He simply returns to the life he was already building. Work, exercise, dreams, progress. Another important quality of this man is that he has boundaries. These are not walls built from fear. They are standards built from self-respect. He knows how he wants to be treated, and he refuses to accept less than that. If someone ignores his message, he doesn't send 4 more trying to get attention. If someone seems uninterested, he doesn't spend hours analyzing their behavior. He simply accepts the information he is being shown, and then he moves forward. That is what self-respect looks like in everyday life. So what should you do right now? Stop monitoring her life. If necessary, mute her posts or stop following her online. Give your mind space to reset. Every time you check her profile hoping for a sign, you feed the same cycle that keeps you stuck. Let go of the idea that silence can manipulate someone's feelings. Trying to control someone else's emotions will only make you lose your own integrity. Instead, redirect that energy into your own life. Go to the gym, work harder on your goals, spend time with friends who genuinely enjoy being around you. Whenever your mind drifts back to thinking about her, choose a different action. Your emotions are real, but they don't always show you the best path forward. Start building a life that naturally attracts people instead of trying to force attention through tactics. Real attraction doesn't come from tricks. It comes from character, purpose, and the way you live your life when nobody is watching. You also need to accept something important. Not every person is meant to be part of your journey. That isn't failure. It's simply life guiding you away from the wrong path. The right person won't require strategies or manipulation. They will enjoy being around you simply because of who you are. That's the connection you are really looking for, and you become ready for it by improving yourself every single day. Remember this, you are not broken. One woman failing to miss you does not define your value. You are simply in a stage of growth. Every strong man has experienced moments where things didn't go the way he hoped. Those moments often become the beginning of something better. The pain you feel right now is proof that you care deeply. That isn't weakness. It means your heart is capable of real connection. Now it's time to turn that care back toward your own life. Stop watching her story and start writing your own. Your value doesn't come from someone else choosing you. It comes from becoming the best version of yourself. When silence comes from a man who is building his future, it speaks loudly. It shows the world that he has purpose. But silence that comes from waiting for someone else's attention is empty. You decide which one your silence represents. Believe that you are worth effort, growth, and respect. When you truly believe that, everything changes. You stop chasing small pieces of attention and start looking for real connections. You deserve a life filled with purpose and people who appreciate you, but the first person who must believe in your value is you. Let the past stay where it belongs. Focus on the life you are building from this moment forward. Everything you need to create that life already exists inside you. Now it's time to use it.